tell me everything and everything you've given me. I'll always keep it in this. Today is your birthday, da 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 da. Happy birthday, da 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 da. Today is your birthday, da 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 da. Happy birthday to you, da 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 da. This wouldn't feel right if I didn't have you by my side.
My name is Matthew Miller Jr., and my mom was Laretha Miller.
So Matt, how was your childhood growing up with, I can call your mom mommy?
Yeah, you might as well. You my
How
twin. So,
how was growing up with mommy, your childhood?
um, I want to say like baby to probably like 8 years old, 9 years old. I was spoiled a little bit, a good portion of, not necessarily always by by mom, but by auntie. Of course, I was the junior. So, um, I remember birthday parties, cookouts, the chocolate cake, the infamous chocolate cake. Um, I grew up in a village. It was like that whole block was a village. So it was like surrounded by a lot of family. And I want to say my mom and dad was the glue to a lot of that. But childhood was very eventful. I learned a lot in my childhood years. I grew up a lot faster in my childhood years too. But yeah, it was very eventful, the things that I do remember. I remember the trips. I remember the cookouts, especially. I think we had cookouts like every week, literally like every week.
Yep, that curry rice,
Yeah.
some shrimps in it, and that
The curry
cake.
shrimp rice. Yeah.
Huh?
The curry shrimp rice with the chocolate cake. Knowing I didn't even like chocolate like that, but yeah. It was like a chocolate vanilla cake or something like that, or a chocolate yellow cake.
It was yellow
But yeah,
cake
I
with
remember.
chocolate frosting. Come on now, you gotta do better with
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I always felt like that was her favorite. She just forced it on me. But
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. But for the most part, that's what I remember the most. I remember the dynamic of her like cooking a lot and dad on the grill.
So would you say you felt safe in your childhood?
100%. 100%. When I mean it was a village, even when she was at work, I was getting I was getting like I was getting in trouble with the neighbors who were like aunts and uncles as well. And you and Myra was upstairs. So, if I felt like something was gonna go wrong, I was upstairs with you. So
So do you think the safety in your childhood allows you to be a little more fearless in your adulthood, like the things you pursue in life as an adult?
um I don't think I'm fearless. I think more or less the way I grew up, I was encouraged to learn a lot. So with especially with mom, especially because she was a police officer that was well known, which is like a very, aggressive job. But mom was a singer. She liked music. She loved music. It was always music around us. So she actually took that jump and tried to, get into music. And I flirted with it a little bit. Like when I was like 12, I flirted with it a little bit. That was horrible, by the way. I just want to throw that out. That was horrible. But me actually not being afraid or like being encouraged to learn everything, I got a lot better in music. I became a producer. I started writing songs. Like being around mom, I learned how to like pad out a song, like, structure it a lot better. Um, and just her encouraging my weirdness, because we both know that I'm a wrestling fan. Um, I wrestled for a little bit too. So I mean, I did that. Of course, I played basketball. That goes without saying. Um, and because she was such a cooker, like she cooked all the time,
Mhm.
I learned how to cook. So I got into cooking. So I became like, which a lot of people like, that's why I became does it a little bit because I do everything.
Mhm.
I like just learned traits from my mom. So whatever was like an interest, I delved in it. I embraced it. So it wasn't more like a fear. It was just more or less like, oh, what else can I learn? Or what can I not do?
So it was It seems like you picked up on all the things, like you said, she was a cop, but she had a passion for music. She had a passion
Mm-hmm.
for cooking. It sounds like you took her passions and you delved into her passions.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Like even more music because I think she just did like one or two songs. It was a jazz. It was like jazz influence. I took it a step further and got signed.
Mhm.
So it was just I don't know, and and that's kind of like the irony and like the sad feeling because eventually when I did find success in music, I low key stepped away from it because I had a family and anybody that really knows music is it's like a wave. If
Mhm.
you're not on that wave when it passes and it gets bigger,
Wait for the
then
next
you
one.
just you go on to the next one. So that's kind of where I fell out at. And she always kind of got mad that, in her words, I became my dad when
Because
I
he
was
stopped
working.
on his passions.
Yeah, he just worked. He
Mhm.
ain't really. He just became known as I call him Mr. $20 because we wasn't all fortunate to be like twin and get the $50 bill, but with $100 bill,
Oh,
all I got was 20. But I ain't
shade,
tripping
shade. Put the shade.
now.
I
But
don't know, breeze.
now, but he worked a lot. Dad had two jobs. He was whenever he was home, he was asleep. If not, he was working. And I slowly but surely, even to this day, have become a worker. All I do is work.
And she wanted
So,
something different from you. She wanted you to chase those dreams and passions.
mm, exactly, exactly.
I get that. If you had to describe your mother in one word, what would that word be?
Mm. Ah, that's hard. That's hard. I want to say like a hug. She's a hug. I
Safety.
say,
And then when you say
yeah,
hug, I hear safety.
and I can go into depth with that. Like I say, I have a lot of brothers and sisters,
Mhm.
right? Because they're all friends, like people that I grew up with. They're more, they're more like pieces of me in a sense, but they're brothers and sisters because whatever they had going on in their world, they always migrated to 1007 East 86th Street. And that's because of the energy that mom brought. Like she was like everybody's mom. Everybody's mom. So like I lost count of how many brothers and sisters that I have. And it
Oh,
might be
Brooklyn.
unfair. Yeah, it might be unfair to Myra and Maurice because they're biologically my brother and sister, but
Mhm.
in all realness, a lot of that time frame, like the hard time frame, they weren't around. It was me, mom, and pretty much like my tribe called Quest. Like we was all in that house through the
Mhm.
rough times through the rough times even, and it was a party every night. Like even through the hard times, we never really felt like it was hard times because she always wanted to light up the grill. She always wanted to cook. She always wanted to play music, and we had a good
Your
time.
love language was food.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Everybody that's around us, they get fat for some reason. I don't know how it happens. Yeah,
She was good at it too. She made the best
yeah,
food
she was.
ever.
The macaroni and cheese, man. Listen, I
For
still
me, it
can't
was the
figure it
pig
out.
and blanket. For me, it was the pig
I,
and
Dad still asks me to make that from time to time. It's crazy. Like I just got a taste for that. I'm like, man,
cow.
it's like 4 in the morning. What are you talking about?
Because she used to make them and put them in the freezer for freezer. We just had to pop them in the microwave.
Yeah,
No
she
matter
that
how
was her
tough.
that was her go-to. She did that all the time. She'll pre-make stuff, put it in the freezer. But yeah,
If you have, if you have to take one lesson, your Z lesson that you learned from mom, um, that you would want to instill in your children and the children around you, what would it be?
uh, me and you talked about this. Family's not always blood. family is the people that genuinely care for you, the people that are gonna sit with you through the hard times, not like necessarily make the hard times turn into great, but they guide you to the great and they stick with you through it. Um, they're your air, they're your hug. You know, they're sometimes your rock, but they're the one that encourages you that like, look, it's bad now, but it ain't gonna always be bad. So what we gonna do to get to the good so it ain't always bad. And embrace the bad because the bad builds character, it builds strength, it builds lessons for you to keep learning. Um, I want to say that I instill that with my kids, but I also instill to them and encourage them that you do whatever you want to do. Like if you feel like you like that, go for it. They're both weird. My oldest especially, she's a mix of wanting to be a girl but then want to be an anime fan. So she wants to wear like I can't pronounce the cartoon's name, Bakabu, whatever. She want to wear that sweatshirt. Yeah, but they're like my oldest is she's mom. It's crazy. I have two kids that remind me of my two moms. One is like to me it is like mom, and Maya is like Aunt Monet. It's crazy. It's 100% crazy because when Maya give you the side eye, I feel like Aunt Monet is looking at me like MJ, if you don't get your shit together, bro. Like I get that look every time, and I just like, damn, I just gotta give her a hug. So it's like I got both my moms and my kids. So, but yeah, encouragement and that family is not always blood.
Build your own village.
Hmm.
Okay. Next question would be if mom could see you right now, where you at in life right now, what would she say?
She'd be pissed. 100% pissed. Um, yeah, well, we're gonna get in there. So yeah, the only thing she'll be excited about is that I'm divorced. I'm divorced.
Okay.
She'll be excited about that. That became official on Valentine's Day this year. Took long enough, but it happened. Um, but she would embrace and love the fact that despite all of that, I got stronger as a father. I did not let that situation break me to the point where I forgot my responsibilities because I was primary. I'm still primary to a degree until we, get out of court or whatever. But I became primary in 23, the latter version of 23,
Mm-hmm.
and I've still remained primary, even though, they have a mom. I became mom and dad in a sense, where she kind of be laughing at the fact that the things that dad didn't get to necessarily do as far as being, a father with me and Maurice,
Mm-hmm.
he's being a grandfather to me and Maya. And when I mean they giving him a run for his money, they giving him a run for his money. He is active, like 100% active. And I feel like she would laugh about that. She would embrace that. Um, she'd still be mad that I'm not doing music to the capacity that I was doing. But
Yeah.
I feel like she would embrace that. I'm working in a juvenile detention center and I'm kind of paying it forward. And I started a music program inside that building. So I'm producing the kids and helping them get their story out and help them to have their voice. So I'm still kind of involved with music to a degree, but I always feel I know that she kind of wanted me to be a lot further with music than I am now. Um, and that I didn't give up on love.
Yeah.
So I think she would be pissed that I'm not doing music and pissed that I didn't leave the ex-wife a lot sooner.
Okay. Sound
Yeah.
like you're making strides to correct what you feel like she would feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Aside from me living in Pennsylvania, she would have. I know she probably had that sadness and madness up until she passed that I wasn't still, with her, like next to her, which I'm making strides or whatever to be, close to where she last later. And, granted, the ex-wife is in Georgia. I'm not plotting to be in Georgia. I'm more or less leaning to Florida. And that was always a
Okay.
dream of hers too. That was always her dream too, to get a house in Florida. So I feel like I got a lot of unfinished Laretha business I gotta do.
I
So
totally
yeah.
I totally resonate with that. I totally
Yeah.
resonate with that. I know when I think of my mom, I always be like, I got us,
Hmm.
gotta put their hopes. We become the facilitators of not just our hopes and dreams, but also theirs, and finding that intricate way of merging the two together. Sometimes we
Hmm.
just their heart's desires on our backs and carry it with us.
Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
that.
It feels like a responsibility sometimes, but we
Yes,
gotta do it.
yes, yes. It's like they laid down their hopes and dreams to make sure that we were good always. So w- it's nothing to pick it up and follow it. Follow
Yeah.
their dreams because they put them down to make sure we were good. So now we
Yeah.
got to pick it up. And
100%.
it sounds like with you, though they entangle because you picked up her passions. So it becomes
Yeah.
easier for you to finish on Laretha's unfinished business.
Exactly.
I love
So
that.
I got
I love that.
still gotta do that EP. I got a lot of beats that I made. One in particular, I'm like, all right, I gotta do it.
Mhm.
But the hard part about doing it is like it has to feel like how I felt when I made it. Because when I made it, I was emotional. I was Carl Thomas. It was crazy. It was
Listen,
bad.
you like that.
I'm serious. I was like I sampled the Boys to Men song, the
Mama.
Mama song. Yeah. And it's very like piano and harp like eccentric. So it's like I know when I made it. And I call them my brothers, the ones that I was doing music with. I had them with me when I was doing it. And they broke down in tears. It was crazy. Um, so it's like, how do we put the words to it to where it still feels like that?
Right.
And it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna be the longest to try to get that done than anything. But I know that like that's kind of the one intricate thing that I gotta get done is like doing this EP because she got to do hers, even though it was like 2 songs for her. I want to do at least 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hit me with mom's favorite Saturday morning cleanup song.
Oh, geez. Um, let's see, because I heard a little bit of everything. It was Sweet Thing. I heard that a lot. Shantae's Got a Man. Pretty much everything Whitney Houston. We already know that there was nothing that we could not like. We couldn't get rid of Whitney Houston to save our life. I
Mm.
almost felt like I was from Jersey. It was bad, but of course she'll play Michael Jackson. I think for us, right?
Yeah.
She'll play Michael Jackson for us. Uh, it's not Sunday, so we can't say gospel,
Right.
but it's
Saturday cleanup
amazing.
playlist was different with Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing how much Luther was played in that house. It's amazing.
Uh,
It's crazy. Like it's borderline crazy. Like my girlfriend now, we talk about like if we were to like when we do eventually, jump that room, whatever, like she's a Luther fan. And I'm like, oh my God, it's happening.
It is
Like,
happening.
yeah, it's happening. Like she is like showing me like I got you, still here. Like she
Right.
does that sometimes, yeah.
Like I sent this one.
Hmm. And the crazy thing is she used to live up the block from me. She was a bully. She used to take she wasn't a bully, but she know how to get her way with me back then.
Right.
I used to beat up her boyfriends.
Not beat up the boyfriends.
I had to. I had to.
So last question, and this has been this I want to see if you're gonna break the trend to the answer to this question throughout all my interviews. But it
Okay.
has been a trend. Let's see if you will break the trend. If mom was sitting here right now, sitting directly across from you, what would you?
Hmm. What would I say? I understand now, and I got you from here.
Definitely broke the trend. I
Yeah.
think as parents too, like you're a parent too, so you probably can get it. The hardest
Hmm.
thing is getting our children to understand where we're coming from at that moment. For
100%.
at that moment, because they don't,
Yeah.
they feel how they feel. They feel their feels, and it's okay.
All through my teenage years, I want to say from God, I want to say from 15, no, not even really 15, from 9, when I first, from 8 years old, like 8 year old now. Remember when we got sent to Georgia? So I want to say from there is where MJ kind of died, in a sense. I wasn't MJ no more.
You're mad.
I was Matt, and I had to figure out a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
And I used to have a level of resentment to mom and to dad. Um, I gave it mostly to dad, right? That I felt like I had to grow up a lot faster. I didn't get to necessarily be a kid because their mindset, and the funny thing is, like, the last trip that I had with mom, which was to Aunt Pam's funeral, which was in Myrtle Beach, I got to like vent. So I felt like that was my like getting that energy off, that resentment off. And I got to explain to her why like my mindset is the way that it is. Well, was. Well, sometimes because my girlfriend kind of says I still have it sometimes, but it was just like that resentment of I wanted to be a kid. But the fact that I learned a lot of things a lot, I picked up a lot of things quick. And it's like middle child syndrome, I guess, right? Where parents just feel like they'll be all right. They can take care of themselves. And I felt like there was a great part of my childhood that I didn't want to figure it out for myself. I just wanted to be a kid. And I had to take care of Maurice, which we all know that's a struggle in itself, right? Um, Dad and mom were going through their stuff, and then I was the man of the house. So I was doing a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to do to make sure that the house was good. Um, I want to say I had that resentment up until she's like probably like 2 years ago, and she passed in 2020. But it wasn't she wasn't the burden of that resentment. It was both of them. And me and dad are kind of turning the corner through it. We're still kind of working through that. That's a work in progress. You know your uncle. But yeah, it was just I just felt like it was unfair to be an adult at 9,
Right.
you
Right.
know, and I kind of carried that burden up into that. So it was like, why? And like I heard her tell me that she was proud of me. Like when she held Mia for the first time, she was proud of me. She got to meet Maya. She was a little aggravated because she was like, how come Monet get the name, but I can't get the name? That was another thing for another time.
It was
But
after the loss, so yeah,
yeah, it was right after. It was 100% right after. So um yeah, it was just like I felt like mom was living. She was trying to live in a time where I was like, I needed her to be a mom.
yeah. She was
And
trying.
that, yeah. But again, it got to me being 35 now, going through a divorce. Well, went through the divorce and what went on to lead to that divorce for me to understand, like, all right, I understand. I understand why you went through what you went through. I understand why for that time period of me being like trying to figure out me as an adult why you were doing what you were doing. Because in all honesty, I was an adult. By that time I'm 17, 18. Technically, I'm technically an adult. Maurice was in East Jesus, wherever. I don't really remember where he was, but he wasn't around. So you really didn't have too much responsibility. So that was your time to live. Understand. Me at 35, I wish I could live. I get cursed out daily by my girlfriend about why you're not living. Why are you working so much? And I just hear my mom in the background like, you just like your damn dad. So I don't know if that's a great thing or a bad thing,
It's
but I'm working
definitely
on it.
about you living your life and chasing your passions and your dreams and not giving up on them, regardless to what life had going on. I
Yeah,
definitely agree
yeah.
with you. She was definitely that person. So we gonna say, Aunt La, we love you. We miss you. We thank you for the lessons that you left behind. We're gonna keep making you proud. Matt gonna put them
Well,
dreams and hopes and passions on his back, and he gonna carry you to the finish line.
100%, because the person you sent is on my neck. She is not letting up. She cursed me out this morning.
Right. If I didn't have you by my side, you were there for me to love and care for me when skies were gray. Whenever I was down, you were always there. Look at Kate. And no one else can be what you have been to me. You'll always be, you will always be the girl in my life for a time. Mama, mama, you know I love you. Mama, you know I love you. Mama, yeah. Mama, you're the queen of my